You know the game. Hey, everybody, this is Kenny Lloyd, and I'm here out of Houston, Texas, and tonight is a very special night for us. I have some people that have joined us on the call. We have some of our leadership here. We have somebody from corporate, Mr. John LaCar, and we're not going to keep everybody on this hangout long. I think there's some things that we want to get across to some people. I want to share briefly what prompted this hangout. And we really wanted to do a hangout instead of a call because we wanted you to see our faces as we share the things that we're going to share with you now. There's been a great, over the past week, we had a tremendous amount of people reaching out to us, reaching out to Mr. John LaCari, to everybody that you see on this hangout, inquiring about how can they come back to TLC, and I mean, it was just overwhelming to the point where, again, you have this staff and this group of people on a Sunday that are getting on here. We know that there has been a lot of things said about us, about our leadership and who we are as a company. But you know what? I think documentation beats conversation. And the one thing that we understand, we had an incredible call last night with the top leaders as we addressed this. And listen, the last thing we as a company, we're not about punishing, we're not about judging, because people have a right to explore, options. And we understand that, and we don't have a problem with that. People have a right to explore options. And I think it's not what you do, it's just how you do it, okay? And because people elected, a lot of people, some people elected to explore options, well, guess what? Simply because the things didn't work out for them, where they went and explored, it doesn't mean that we shut the door on them. With everybody on this line, the one thing we talked about last night, and I think in my growth as a leader, I look past you as a person, and I see through you, and I see your family, because I know that many of you all have families. You have husbands and wives, you have children, and that's what's most important to me. I know that's what's most important to the people who are on this hangout with us tonight. It is the fact that you have families to take care of. So I want to say personally, and you will get a chance to hear from some people that you might be concerned about, but I want to say personally that, we've talked about this, and look, we have a place for you at TLC. If those of you all who truly want to come back, listen, let me share this. September is a month of abundance in network marketing. The summer months are tough. People are vacationing, and it's just tough traditionally in network marketing, but we're moving into a season of abundance. And I just want to say that, you don't want to miss, you have to position yourself, and you never want to miss a season. You never want to miss it. So I think that I tell people, when I was going through my struggle, the number one thing I had to release before I could move out of my struggle was my ego and my pride. Those were the two villains that existed in my world when I was going through my struggle, because I made a series of bad decisions that caused me to go broke. And I could not move from where I was to where I am now until I released my ego and pride. And once I released them, miracles started to happen in my life. I want you all to know that at TLC, we have been moving forward. I don't care what anybody says about this company. I don't care about the rhetoric. I don't care about the lies, the deception. I want you all to know that this company is very solid. We've been moving forward, and the thing I love most about it is I love our leadership, and I love our measured growth. We've since many of you all have elected to move on, we've launched a lot of new products, products that will allow people to go out here and retail and make money immediately. I'm telling you that September is the month that you plant the seeds for Christmas. And those of you all who have children, I never want anybody to go through what I went through once before, thinking I was going to have to tell my children we could not have Christmas. It's not necessary. You have an opportunity to correct any mistakes that you made regarding a business decision tonight. We're extending that. But what I want to do swiftly, I want to move on, because we have somebody that has joined us, somebody that was in a leadership position with TLC, and tonight is a night of transparency. I mean, seriously, we're going to be very transparent. She's going to be very transparent. And listen, we're not using her. We're not, abusing her. She is not a tool. She is a vessel. Okay, because I admire her, because it takes a lot to exercise humility to come back to some place that you elected to leave. And in her position, I will admit that when she left, she was missed, and it kind of hurt us that somebody of her magnitude would make a shift. But I want to bring Evette to the line. Okay, most of you all know her. And Evette, are you there on the Hangout?
Yes, hi, I'm here.
Good, good.
Thank you
Listen,
so much.
you look a little nervous, Evette. Don't be nervous.
I'm not nervous. I'm just my heart.
Okay. Okay, so we have Evette on here, and I just wanted to ask her some questions. And the first question that I wanted to ask, which is a part of our transparency, why did you leave TLC? I mean, seriously, because I think that this is not just for external people that are not in TLC. This is for the people of TLC, because as you come back, I want them to know your heart and know what was going on with you. So the question I know that most people want to know is, why did you leave TLC?
I left Total Life Changes because I was emotional. It was personal. I didn't leave TLC because of business. The business was great. I left because of emotional feelings. And, you know, just talking to lots of people, you know, the same for them. But it was for me, it was emotional. It was not business. It was not business at all. The business is solid at Total Life Changes. It was just a bad emotional.
Okay, I can understand that, because I've made one of those decisions myself that hurt my family, and you know, the difference is, you know. So anyway, let me ask you this next question. Why? First of all, why are you leaving where you went? You know, let's not talk about why you want to come back here, but what is it that has you leaving? And let's not be. Well, our design is not to hurt anybody. We're not calling names. We're not calling companies. We're just talking about why. Why are you leaving?
Okay, I'm leaving, and I left. I left the other company. I left because I'm a person that like to help people. All right, and I'm leaving. I left because I'm not helping anyone at this moment. This company was supposed to get going, and there's so many families every day for the last couple of weeks. There's so many people that can't feed their kids, can't pay bills, you know, because they're promised we're gonna open today, we're gonna launch today. And I left because I actually, when 2 weeks after I left, I contacted TLC corporate and said I know I made a bad decision, and I was going through some personal stuff that I wanted to call you, but it took me a while to call you as I was still waiting for promises from another company. But it's to that point where now cars are getting repossessed. People can't live. You know, one lady even tried to kill herself. And so I can't be a part of that. I can't have these phone calls, these inboxes anymore. It's sad. I mean, people couldn't send their kids to summer school. People can't pay tuitions for their kids to return back to private school. You know, I lost a lot. I lost 2 incomes by leaving Total Life Changes, and I don't have a lot right now. I mean, last week I gave out money that I don't even have, but it's to help other people that's waiting for a company to launch.
Okay, okay, all right. I feel you on that. You know, it's just as we watch some of our family members, you know, leave. The one thing that we talked about was, I think the thing that hurt us the most was that we know where we're going as a company. We know the truth about TLC, and we know what it's done for so many, and it really tore me up to see some of the people leave. It tore me up when I saw you leave, because I really had a lot of love for you, and I still have a lot of love for you. It tore me up to see some of the other people that left, and because I had a feeling of what they were leaving here and what they were going to, you know, and it really tore me up, because I knew what was going to happen. And you can't, what do? You can't, you know, you don't want to, you know, throw dirt on anybody's dreams or anybody's ambitions. So, you know, it was very hard, because we really couldn't share in the manner that we really wanted to share. So it really hurt me to see these things and to hear these things, and it really touches my heart. So, so now let's talk about, even though you decided to leave that company, out of all the companies that you could have gone to, and knowing that you were going to have to come back here and it just wasn't going to be easy. It's not hard, Yvette. You know, it's not going to be hard on you. It's just not easy. But the thing, when you think about it not being easy, that's just mental, because you've seen the posts that our leaders have been making on your page when you flew your banner. You know, the reception has been very warm, and I told them last night that I was very, very proud at that moment as I saw the post to be a part of this leadership group, man. I was very proud of these leaders because they received you very well. Not just leaders, everybody, you know, because you were missed. So why TLC? Why did you really choose to come back here to TLC? What is it about TLC, and why do you think that these other people that are hurting? It's a two-part question. Why did you, and why do you think the other people should come back here to TLC?
The other people should. I know a lot of people. I've talked to a lot of people, and they just at one point, you know, they were like, I don't think TLC is going to let me come back. Or I know some people have pride. You know, some people, it's their pride that's getting in their way. You know, they might feel embarrassed, but you know what? Pride do not pay bills. Coming back to TLC is a solid company. You guys this is a solid company. There's products that work. A lot of people over the last 2 months have gained weight. You know, people have gained weight. People health is going down because they're waiting for products from the other place. And I'm coming back. I love to do wellness and health. So, you know I made a personal decision to leave, but I was like, okay, I'm going to be selling the same products, but I definitely want to come back to TLC. I have to really thank my upline, Sandra Pittman, just for just being there, and Stormy. You know, they all talked to me for the entire month of July. You know, and Tanya Scott and Bonita Lee, and you know, McLean, and I mean, I talked to a lot of leaders, and they just kept me going, and they kept my vision going up TLC, and they said, Jonna asked for you, you know, Mary Jo asked about you, and so that kept TLC in my heart. Okay, it kept it in my heart, and I had to go away on a vacation. I just needed to get out of here. And when I came back, when I got off that ship last week, I texted your wife and I said, I need to talk to your husband. I'm ready to come back. You know, and it was the easiest thing, and it was a right thing that I did. And my heart, I don't even look back by calling you or contacting you. It was the right decision. So people, if you're out there, you can come back to Total Life Changes. You know, you're going to come back. I know a lot of us broken. We've been broken for the last couple of months. I'm telling you, I haven't been this low in my life for at least 20 years. Yes, I have a great husband, but I work really hard, and to lose a lot, I changed my life thinking that I was going to do something different, and so I'm just glad that I'm back. I'm back, you know, I'm working hard. I'm going to reclaim my title. And I mean, I have a lot of people that's hungry out there that want to come back. I mean, they're going to come back. We're going to get a lot of people want to come back. They want to come back.
Tell me, how have you been received from the TLC family since you've come back?
I have been received. I love it. I mean, I received a phone call. I've spoken to Jeff, and you know, and Jeff Simpson, and of course Stormy has talking to me, and I talked to Nina last night, and Bonita. Everybody has just been. Denise sent me a message. Denise was the first one. Denise, you sent me and said welcome back. You know. And your husband, I mean, just everyone here, you know, your wives, the Scotts, you know, everyone has just welcomed me back home, you know, and I just love that. And I mean, I have 2 people that's returning back to Pam, you know, they came over to the other company with me, and I'm like, I'll make you guys banners, you know, welcome is great, guys. Everyone's going to be welcome back. Everyone's going to be welcome back with love.
Okay, so this is what I like to do. You know, again, we did the hangout so people could see faces. You know, I think that's important. So I have some of our top leaders that really, you know, help build this thing. You know, because again, you know, when all this stuff started really happening, you know, you got to admit it hurt us. It hurt us because we really are family. I don't care what anybody would say. People will say that all we think about is money and all we think about, that's a bunch of BS, you know, and you know, and it's rhetoric and it's trickery and it's deception, you know, and it's sad because we're much bigger than that. And it really upset me, you know, of the things that were being said. But, you know, what can you do about it? But I see I have Denise Lee here who, I mean, man, I really love Denise's spirit. She's one of our top leaders, really helped us get to where we are. And matter of fact, Denise, and I got to tell you, that's a very nice executive chair you sitting in there, man.
Fit for a queen, and no one else considered it. No.
Throne.
You see, my wall is green. I love TLC.
Hey, I love it, man. But listen, I want you to just kind of share with Evette how you're really feeling, you know, about her coming back, and just give a word or two to the other people who are on this hangout that are really, you know, kind of scared, you know, but know they need to do what Evette has done. So just kind of say a few things to them, please.
Well, first I want to say that I love this company more and more because of the transparency and how we are really authentic. We're not afraid to address the tough issues with everyone. We're not hiding anything. And that just makes me feel so good to be connected to such a wonderful, wonderful company. What I want to say to Evette is that each and every leader here, everybody that is on this line, we had to swallow our pride to even join Total Life Changes or even start and launch. Stormy Wellington had to swallow her pride and put her ego aside. I had to do the same thing. We were all in another company before as sidelines. We had to come over here and follow. And what I want to say is that we have been so blessed because we have done that. And what you're going through right now will blow over. It's going to blow over. This is going to be something of the past. This is going to be something that's forgotten. And once you get back in the trenches and start helping, you know, the people that are attached to you, there are families that are attached to each and every one of our yeses. And for those out there who are struggling and on the fence about and afraid to come back, we are going to embrace you with open arms. I have never been part of such exceptional and beautiful leadership. We truly, truly love each other and care. So if you are someone out there and you're afraid and you think that people are going to talk about you, just don't worry. Think about your family. Think about what you need and come on back. And all of this is going to be something of the past. So let me turn it over because I don't want to keep talking because there's other people that have to get on the line. Get on.
Then thank you very much, Denise, and you look like a boss sitting in that chair. Okay, you really, I love it. So you know, the next person that I want to bring up is probably, if I had to think about, as other people are thinking, you know, coming back, who they're probably the most worried about, you know, what this person's gonna say and do. So, I gotta bring up my friend, man, my sister Stormy Wellington. Stormy, I mean, listen, I want you to just come on and now, you know, you and I've had a lot of conversations about how it really hurt us about, you know, and people just don't know. They think because they don't know us, you know, the people don't know you. They don't know your heart. But we had a lot of conversations about how it hurt us, you know, when Evette left and when we saw so many other people go over and cross over knowing what was going to happen. So I just want you to kind of share with Evette how you feel and kind of, you know, share, give a word to some of the other people who are worried about what you're going to say. Okay.
First of all, I'm never nervous, but I'm extremely nervous, and I don't want to get emotional, mainly because Evette and I, we have a special relationship. And from the time Evette made the decision to leave, I knew she was coming back. My number one fear was if Total Life Changes was going to allow her to come back. Because, I mean, to be honest, there was a lot of people that followed. There was a lot of people that were confused. You know, there were a lot of people like Evette that made, you know, emotional decisions that were not based upon business or logic. It just was not good. And I know that you know, we as adults, we have responsibilities. We have not just responsibility to take care of our own, you know, immediate families, but for me, I believe that as a leader, we're responsible for thousands of people and millions of people, you know, that are looking at us just to be not just inspirations and motivators, but to be leaders. And so I knew that when Evette left, that she was going to come back. I didn't know when, but I was very hurt because Evette know we not just, you know, TLC and multi-level marketing. You know, we really have our own relationship. And I took a very hard hit, you know, because Evette and I traveled a lot together. So it kind of was a shock on me, like, ooh, she's not all that, because Evette even left her, right? You know, but in my heart, I knew that TLC, what we have is special. You know, even with some of the trials and tribulations that we go through, we're not a perfect company. Nothing is perfect, but I believe that what we have in TLC is the closest thing to perfect. And as you said, Denise, you know, pride comes before the fall. And many people don't know this, but when I started in Total Life Changes, you know, I had to relinquish some things. I had to let go, you know, of my ego. And not to get too spiritual, but there are certain biblical principles, you know, that God honors just for being obedient. And I'm proud of you, Evette, because it's taken a lot for you to come back. You know, many people don't know this about you, but you have other businesses going on. You could have went back to those other businesses and said, you know, to heck with network marketing. But I believe that you really have a heart for helping people. And in your other businesses, you can't help them like you can in Total Life Changes. And so to you directly, I'm very proud of you. Anything I could do to help you. But to all the other people out there that made that decision to leave as well, we all make mistakes, man. We all make mistakes. And one thing I can tell you is that our momentum is not dying. You know, we're getting bigger and better, new products, new enhancements to our compensation plan. And all we're missing is you. It's a feeling in your heart that you get when you're at the right place at the right time. And there's a feeling in your heart that you get when you're at the wrong place at the right time. And as I look at Denise and you, Greg, and you, Lakari, and you, Kenny Lloyd, we really are like brothers and sisters over here. We argue, we fuss, we fight, but we get it right. And we keep the people first. And I think that's what's so important. So all of you guys that's watching, you know what? At the end of the day, as you said, Denise, this too shall pass. It shall blow over. But then we'll be together again in harmony. Focus on what our initial responsibilities was to get money out the way and to help other people experience the true essence of relationships and financial independence. That's the Total Life Changes way. And I'm sure if Jack Fallon was on here himself, he would say, welcome back, welcome home, TLC, we love you. I'm going to turn it back over to you, Mr. Lloyd.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. You know, we laugh. This is a part of what we do. We have a good time, man, but seriously, genuinely, you know, this is coming from our heart because these are the conversations that we had. And also, we have Greg Scott on the line, and I think it's important for you all to hear from Greg because, you know, Greg was one of the founder members and a big part of where we are now. And, you know, again, you know, it's easy for us to take things personally. But, again, we understand that people make mistakes. So, you know, Greg, I thought it was important, man, that they hear from you as well, man. So I'd like for you to share with Evette how you feel and just, you know, say a few words to some of the other people on here, man, that are really looking, man, and nervous and scared about making a decision, man. So I'm going to turn it over to you. By the way, that's a nice ensemble you have back there too, sir. Okay, come a long way from that card table that you started off with. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that card table and that folding chair.
Yeah, all right, man.
Yeah, but listen, you know, thank everybody for getting on the line. Thank all the partners and everybody for getting up here, guys. You know, in network marketing, you know, well, just anything in general in life, you know, the decisions that we make are always driven by our personal needs. Whether it's family or wherever your priorities may lie. So I know a lot of people made decisions based on the need that they had at the time or based on what you thought you could really get by moving forward somewhere else. And that's fine because, again, you make the best decisions you can make at the time that you, based on the knowledge that you have. But, you know, even to be able to come back now, Evette, I mean, kudos to you. I mean, because it takes a lot, even to get up here on this hangout with all of us and just talk to everybody. it takes a lot for you to get over that hump and do that. But to come up here and do that is something that you were ordained to do anyway, because a lot of people are looking at you now, and you're that example for them to be able to come back and say, I want back in. I want to be a part of this because I know this was what was best for me and my family. You know, and even being a part of network marketing, one thing we've got to remember, we got to be students of the industry. You know, and being students of the industry, then we understand the different seasons that take place, the beginning of the year or the summer or even the fall, even the season of abundance we're getting ready to enter into right now. So even speaking to everybody else that's out there, guys, look, don't wait. If you've been thinking about it, you're on the sideline, you know that TLC, we're here to stay, we're growing, we're breaking records every day. Guys, come on back, call somebody, get back in line. Because I'm going to say this to you, because I always say this to everybody I meet, together we stand, divided we fall. We have the opportunity right now to build something that's more significant than any of us have ever seen before in our life. We've got the opportunity, but together we can do it big and we can do it better than anything else out there, guys. So look, don't hesitate, plug back in. All you got to do is reach out. We've got a place for you and our arms are open. So look, Early, welcome back. Back to you, Kenny.
All right, thanks, Greg. Listen, I want everybody to know this, that, you know, there was a time that I was with a company, I was with Artists International, and Shantae and I, and this is why, you know, this speaks to my heart, that Shantae and I, we left Artists International. You know, we made a decision to leave, and when we went back, we had to go back with a sense of humility because they wanted us to come back and start all over again. We were at the very top of the plan. You know, we were platinum press, very top. We were in a leadership position. We were top income earners there, and we walked away from that. And we felt like we made a mistake. And it took a lot for us to come back, not just to go back to artists, but to go back and start all over again. It really did. But I felt in my heart that I was really doing the right thing, you know. So I say that I share that with you all to say that, you know, Stormy, I always tell Stormy that humility is the key that opens up the door to abundance. And it's not going to be easy, but what makes it hard is how you perceive this move. All you have to do, I guarantee you that when you exercise humility, man, people will open up their arms and they will receive you. You know, nobody's saying you have to come back and be whipped and people, because that's not what's going on over here, man. I promise you all that is far from what's going on. But I tell you that you know, you're going to have to exercise some humility because it's just not easy coming back someplace that you left. And there were, you know, maybe some of you all didn't do a lot of horrible things, but there were some horrible things done by some people that hurt families, because you never want to take from somebody something that you didn't build yourself. And a lot of people's families were hurt. A lot of emotions flew. So, you know, we want you to come back over here with the right spirit. You know that we're growing. Know that we're in a better place now than we were probably when you all left, you know, because we're growing so fast and we're putting things in place. We have a new, you know, a new back office that will be here shortly. You know, you have a new face with our website, some new products. Man, you know, we're coming together as a unit, so we're better than we were then. You know, so whatever it was, whatever reason you left, that we're leaving that in the past. But but I want you all to know that I think that for every choice, you know, there's a price to pay, and the price is not steep. We're not asking you for a lot. You know, there are a lot of companies like I said with Artists International. I had to come back and start all over again from the bottom. I lost my positioning. The great thing about here is that is not the case. But I think who's the person best suited to really discuss what that reentry looks like is our COO. And you know, he and Mr. John Licari and I, we've been talking for the last week about how we could make it, you know, to where people could come back and we make it fair, because it has to be fair. That's all. I think that's all people from TLC. We're not in the punishment game, but we want it to be fair. I think that's all we can ask for, is that it be fair. So I think John worked out something that is fair. So what I want to do I want to turn it over to our COO, Mr. John Licari, and he's going to talk about what your reentry will look like, how you do it, and what's going to happen. So, John, could you please join us, man, and kind of share with us, man, share what's going on.
Yes, thank you, Kenny. I'm here. Can you guys hear me? Loud
and clear.
Awesome, awesome. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to Evette for being on this call. I just think that, I'm kind of like Stormy. I kind of knew this was coming. I knew she was going to come back. Evette can attest to this. I talked to her probably 3 or 4 times over the last couple months, and it wasn't about business. I knew that she made an irrational decision, and I knew something else was going on, and I just wanted to make sure she was okay. And she had a lot of things to think about, and timing. She needed her time, and now it's time to turn a new page and start a new chapter, which is going to be an awesome chapter for everybody and the whole entire company. So God bless you, Evette, for being on here. I think it took a lot of courage, but I also think it's part of your spirit. So you're such a genuine leader, and I think that definitely people look up to you. And for the rest of you guys on this call, Stormy and Greg and Lanika, I'm honored to be on this call. Anytime I'm on a call with this leadership, like Kenny said, we got some awesome leadership here. We all have our role in the company. I couldn't do what I do without them, and I just so appreciate them. So just to be on here and supporting us like this is just great. So, TLC, we're basically a family. We're a company that we're a family. We're all about second chances. A lot of people that came to us and started with us came to us for a second chance. We're all about helping people. We're all about results. It was hard for me to say, no, we can't let these people back. But obviously everybody knows from a business standpoint, in our industry especially, you never ever get a second chance to go back. And we like to say at TLC it's different here. So we did a lot of soul searching. We did a lot of talking back and forth. Kenny, Lloyd, Jack Fallon, and myself, and some of the other corporate team members, and some of the leadership in the field. And we said, we have to help these people, because that's what we're all about. That's what we sell. We sell the fact that we help people. We sell the fact that we're a family. And I know some of you might not like this plan. Some of you that might see other people coming back and say, well, that's not fair. Why did they get to come back? Well, there's going to be some repercussions for them coming back. They're going to have to start over to a certain extent. But I point to the story of the prodigal son. I think that we care for these people, and some of us might as human beings say, well, we don't want them back. Well, you know what? It's our job as fathers, as parents, to say, no, we do want these people back. We love them. Some of them, most of them left here in the proper way. They sent in their letter of resignation. They weren't reckless upon exit, like Evette, who was very upfront and with us and said, hey, you know what? This was my decision. She did it in a very classy way, and those people we want to who are reaching back out to us, we want to accommodate. So basically, what we have set up, guys, is we have a 48-hour plus amnesty period. It starts right now. It goes all the way to 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday evening Eastern time. So you got 2 full days plus 4 more hours. And basically, anybody that wants to come back will need to email this email only. And Amnesty, so it's spelled AMNESTY at totallifechanges.com. That's Amnesty at totallifechanges.com. Send your email request in with your old IBO number and the name on your old account. We will handle those on a case-by-case basis. If you left TLC in a reckless manner, disparaged the company, cross-recruited while you were still here, or anything that we deem was irresponsible, probably no reason for you to apply, because that application will probably be denied. But for the rest of you, please, we're welcoming you back with open arms. We really are. We've talked about this as a leadership group, as a corporate team for many, many weeks, because we have had so many people reach out to us. We have had so many people really begging and pleading with us for a second chance. And there's lots of people that left for not just one company. There's 2, 3, 4 different opportunities that people left for. It's not about one person or one company. And you know, we don't see it any other way but to try to help these people. So that's TLC style, and that's what we're going to do. So, you know, for people that do come back, yes, I mean, we're going to do something unprecedented because something unprecedented happened to us. We had many people leave at the same time on false pretenses, I believe, and false hopes. But, you know, we're going to let them back. We're going to let them back. They're going to get their old position back. Obviously, there's got to be some consequences, so they're going to lose their carryover volume. You're going to have to start over at a new rank, but some of you are so skilled, I don't think that's an issue at all. And some of the other prerequisites are going to be emailed back to you once you email us at the amnesty@totallifechanges.com. But I think you will find that what has been set up is very, very fair. It is definitely a second chance. There are some consequences attached to it because we don't want to set a precedent of being able to leave TLC and come back. We've never done this before. We'll probably never do it again. But this is a special situation, and I think it really needed to be done. So I want to applaud Kenny for really swallowing his pride because, I mean, he was kind of against this over the course of the last couple months. He was really hurt, as were the rest of us. But, you know, we talked about it. We talked through it. Many, many people were reaching out to us. And you know what? Eventually, our human nature, our love for people took over. And, you know, I mean, we all decided, hey, you know what? Let's do this. And you know, one more thing I want to say, too, that I forgot to say earlier, you know, for the people that are on this call, that joined this call, you know, Evette and Denise and Stormy and Kenny and Greg and Twyla Portis, who actually couldn't make the call, but I know she's supposed to be on there, and Jack Fallon as well. You know, you guys see us on Facebook or at these events, and you take pictures with us, and you want to shake our hands and all that great stuff, and you think you know the kind of people that we are, but I'm telling you, if you sit down and break bread with Stormy Wellington or Denise Lee and spend some time with them and really get to know them on a personal level, you will just be blown away at the high quality people that they are. And I know sometimes that doesn't show, and I just wanted to say that.
Okay, John, but you left out Greg and Kenny.
Well, I did mention you guys. Sorry, Kenny. But yeah, you guys too.
Okay.
You guys too. Greg and Kenny and Shantae and Lanika. No, but we have great leadership here, and like I said, I know sometimes people, you know, look at us almost like celebrities, but we just are some. I mean, these are some top-notch, great people that are always going to bat for you guys in the field for sure.
All right, John.
Arguing with me too all the time.
Greg, I mean, did you feel a little slighted or something or what?
Hey, man. Hey, I was hurt, man, but he came back and recovered.
Okay. Thank you, John. Good, great recovery. Look, everyone. On a serious note, we welcome you back. You know, those of you all that want to come back with open arms. And Christmas is upon us. You know, and you deserve an opportunity to give your children and your family and have the kind of Christmas that everybody dreams about having. Thanksgiving, Christmas is a time of family. It's a time of giving. You know, the one thing that I say is that it's never a situation where you're giving up, where you're quitting. You know, it's a situation where you're making the best decision for your family, okay? And that's what it's all about. Never let anybody make you feel like you are disloyal because, you know, the only people that you're loyal to your God and you're loyal to your family. And everything else drives that, okay? So I appreciate you all that got on here. I know there's some curiosity seekers, there's some people who really are very interested. And to the TLC family, I want you all to know that I appreciate you all welcoming everybody back with the dignity and class that you all have. And for my leaders, for Denise Lee, with that incredibly boss chair you're sitting in, and Stormy and Greg, you know, and I know Twyla tried to get on, and John. And Evette, I want you to know that I applaud you, and that if there's anything that we could do to help get you back on track, we know it's going to happen, okay? And that there always has to be one. Amnesty at totallifechanges.com. Keep it up there for a second, John, and let everybody see Amnesty at totallifechanges.com, okay? Amnesty at totallifechanges.com. You email if you're really interested, if you're serious, if you're ready to come back and get on track, man. We're going to do everything we can to help you, okay? So thank you all for taking this time. Thank my leaders. Thank you, John. And thank you to TLC family, okay? God bless and good night.